Picture yourself in your kitchen, holding a juicy apple, and wondering if the choices you make today could keep your heart ticking strong for years to come. If you're over 60, you've probably had moments where you've felt your energy dip or noticed your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. That's okay. It's part of the journey. But here's the exciting part. You can support your heart with something as simple as the fruits you eat. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart and yours. 5 fruits that can nourish your heart and 3 you might want to avoid to keep it humming smoothly. This isn't about complicated science or drastic changes. It's about practical, everyday choices that fit into your life. Let's start with a fruit that's probably already a favorite in your home. One that does wonders for your heart. Apples are like a warm hug for your cardiovascular system. There's something so comforting about biting into a crisp, sweet apple. Isn't there? That satisfying crunch comes with a side of heart-healthy benefits. Apples are rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that acts like a sponge, soaking up bad cholesterol, LDL, and helping your body flush it out. For those of us over 60, keeping cholesterol in check is key because it reduces the strain on our arteries, letting blood flow more freely. Research shows that eating just 1 apple a day can cut your risk of heart disease by up to 20%. That's a number that gets my attention. Apples also contain quercetin, an antioxidant that fights inflammation in your blood vessels. Inflammation can quietly build up over time, making your heart work harder than it needs to. I remember my friend Joan, who's 66, telling me she started eating an apple every afternoon instead of reaching for cookies. She says she feels lighter, and her last checkup showed her cholesterol was down. Try slicing an apple into your morning oatmeal, pairing it with a dab of peanut butter, or even baking it with a sprinkle of cinnamon for a heart-healthy dessert. It's affordable, versatile, and a small step that adds up. Now, let's shift to a fruit that's like a burst of sunshine on your plate. Oranges. You probably associate oranges with vitamin C, and that's a great start. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that protects your arteries from damage caused by free radicals, those pesky molecules that can wear down your body over time. But oranges have more going for them. They're loaded with potassium, which helps keep your blood pressure in a healthy range. High blood pressure can make your heart work overtime, and after 60, we want to give our hearts a break. Oranges also contain folate, which lowers homocysteine, a compound that can harm blood vessels if levels get too high. Imagine peeling a juicy orange in the afternoon, the citrus scent filling the air, or tossing some segments into a salad for a zesty twist. My neighbor, Bob, who's 71, keeps a bowl of oranges on his dining table and grabs one as a snack while watching the evening news. He says it's his little ritual, and his doctor noticed his blood pressure stabilizing. Oranges are available year-round, making them an easy addition to your routine. Speaking of routines, let's explore a fruit that's a little more colorful but just as heart-friendly. Berries, whether it's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, or blackberries, are like nature's candy with a heart-healthy twist. These tiny powerhouses are bursting with anthocyanins, antioxidants that give berries their vibrant reds, blues, and purples. Anthocyanins do something remarkable. They improve blood flow and reduce plaque buildup in your arteries, which is like giving your heart a clearer path to pump blood. For anyone over 60, that's a big deal because plaque can lead to blockages over time. Berries are also high in fiber, which, like apples, helps lower cholesterol. I have a friend, Mary, who's 67 and starts her day with a handful of blueberries in her yogurt. She swears it's her secret to staying vibrant, and studies back her up. Regular berry eaters have lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of heart attack. You don't need to get fancy. Blend berries into a smoothie, sprinkle them on cereal, or just grab a handful as a snack. I love keeping a bag of frozen berries in my freezer for days when fresh ones aren't on hand. They're just as nutritious. Berries are sweet, satisfying, and your heart will thank you for making them a regular part of your life. Let's keep the conversation flowing with a fruit that might feel a bit exotic but is absolutely worth getting to know. Pomegranates. I know pomegranates can seem intimidating with all those seeds, but their benefits are so impressive they're worth the effort. They're packed with punicalagins, antioxidants that protect your arteries from hardening, a condition called atherosclerosis that becomes more common as we age. Hardened arteries make it harder for blood to flow, putting extra strain on your heart. Pomegranates also boost nitric oxide, which keeps your blood vessels flexible like a well-oiled machine. Think of it as keeping the pathways open so your heart doesn't have to push so hard. My cousin, Linda, who's 62, started adding pomegranate seeds to her salads after her doctor mentioned her cholesterol was creeping up. She says the tart-sweet flavor wakes up her taste buds, and her numbers have improved. If you're new to pomegranates, try sprinkling the seeds on a salad, mixing them into yogurt, or sipping a small glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice. It's a small effort for a big reward. Now, let's round out our top 5 with a fruit that's often underestimated but deserves the spotlight: bananas. Bananas are like the dependable friend who's always there when you need them. They're cheap, portable, and loaded with potassium, which we know helps regulate blood pressure. But they also have magnesium, which supports a steady heart rhythm, something that becomes more important as we get older. My neighbor, Jim, who's 70, keeps a banana in his car for a quick snack while running errands. He didn't realize he was doing his heart a favor, but that habit helps keep his ticker in check. Bananas are also gentle on the stomach, which is great if you're noticing digestive changes with age. I love slicing one into my cereal, blending it into a smoothie with some berries, or just eating it straight from the peel. Bananas are so versatile, and their heart-loving benefits make them a no-brainer for anyone over 60. So, we've covered 5 fruits that are like a dream team for your heart: apples, oranges, berries, pomegranates, and bananas. Each one brings something unique, whether it's lowering cholesterol, fighting inflammation, or easing blood pressure. But here's where we need to pause and get real. Not every fruit is a heart health hero, especially for those of us over 60. Some can actually work against you if you're not careful. Let's start with canned fruit in heavy syrup, like peaches, pineapple, or pears. You might think they're just as good as fresh, but that sugary syrup can send your blood sugar and triglycerides soaring. Triglycerides are fats in your blood that can clog arteries, and after 60, our bodies are less forgiving of those spikes. I used to love canned peaches as a kid, but when I learned about the sugar content, I switched to fresh or ones packed in water. If you love canned fruit, check the label and go for ones packed in their own juice or water. It's a simple swap that keeps your heart out of trouble. Another fruit to approach with caution is dried fruit, like raisins, dried apricots, cranberries, or mango slices. Dried fruit sounds healthy, and it can be, but it's easy to eat way more than you realize. A small handful of raisins has the same sugar as a whole cup of grapes, and that concentrated sugar can spike your blood sugar fast. Over time, high blood sugar can damage blood vessels and increase your risk of heart disease. My friend Carol, who's 64, used to snack on dried cranberries while reading, not knowing she was eating the sugar equivalent of several fresh oranges. She switched to fresh berries and felt more energized. If you love dried fruit, keep portions small, think a tablespoon or 2, and pair it with a protein like almonds to slow the sugar absorption. It's about enjoying it mindfully, not cutting it out completely. The last fruit to watch out for is store-bought fruit juice, especially the sugary kind like orange, apple, or grape juice. A glass might seem like a healthy choice, but most commercial juices lack the fiber of whole fruit and are loaded with added sugars. Without fiber, the sugar hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave, stressing your heart and potentially leading to weight gain. Belly fat, in particular, is a heart disease risk factor that many of us notice creeping up after 60. My uncle, George, who's 69, used to start his day with a big glass of apple juice until his doctor pointed out it was spiking his blood sugar. He switched to eating whole apples and felt more satisfied. If you crave juice, blend your own with whole fruits or dilute store-bought juice with water to cut the sugar. It's a small tweak that makes a big difference for your heart. Now, how do you take all this and make it part of your life? It's not about perfection. It's about small, doable steps. Start by adding 1 or 2 of these heart-healthy fruits to your day. Keep a bowl of apples or oranges on the counter for easy grabbing, or toss some berries into your breakfast. If pomegranates are new to you, try a few seeds in your salad or a splash of juice in your water and see how you like them. The key is consistency. Eating these fruits regularly, even in small amounts, is like investing in your heart's future. And don't feel pressured to overhaul everything at once. Maybe swap out sugary canned fruit for fresh, cut back on dried fruit snacks, or dilute your juice. These little changes add up, like drops in a bucket that eventually overflow with benefits. I think of it like tending a garden. Small efforts every day lead to a beautiful harvest. Let's bring this home with a moment of gratitude. Your heart has carried you through decades of laughter, love, challenges, and triumphs. It's been there for every sunrise walk, every family gathering, every quiet moment with a good book. With a few smart choices, you can keep it strong for all the moments still to come. Apples, oranges, berries, pomegranates, and bananas are your allies, simple, accessible tools to nourish your heart. On the flip side, being mindful of canned fruits in heavy syrup, dried fruits, and sugary juices can save your heart from unnecessary strain. It's about balance, not deprivation. You're not just eating fruit, you're making choices that honor the incredible life you've lived and the one you're still building. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite heart-healthy fruit? Do you have a recipe or tip to share? Maybe a smoothie combo you love? Your stories inspire others, so don't hold back. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more folks like you. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button to join our Happiness After 60 community. We're all about living joyfully and healthily at every age. Here's to a strong heart and a vibrant life. See you in the next video.